Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your 7-card draw shadow read for this full to new moon in July 2022. I am your reader, Leo Rising, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, Last Gay Krypton, Mal-El, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box if you'd like to preview the first little bit for free, including the dedication to my mom, whom I'm hopefully traveling to see next week, right after this full moon. Excited to go north and see them. Her birthday's Cancer. She's Cancer. She's on Monday after, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm a creator on Patreon. Best career move I ever made as an artist, as a mystical artist. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, and goddesses are my subscription tiers over there. Go check it out. We'll be adding more, I think, in August. And I'm loving it over there. It is my favorite thing at the moment. And every morning, pretty much, cup of coffee, bathrobe, hair as it is, talking about the day's daily astrology and magical applications. So if you want to go deeper, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I'm the Archangel of Lyons. Mark Angelo Lyons. But you can call me Mal. Hey. Look, if you had to do that intro every day and you had to be into it, you'd mix it up. You'd have to, right? Creativity, art, or bust. Let's talk about this, shall we? If you're new to the channel, a 7-card draw is just one card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. The 7 cards are the waning moon. The 5 cards are the waxing. This is the waning moon from full to new July 2022. So not a timeless read, but a timed read. But I've been doing them for a while, so you can always look back and get some info perhaps on something that went down, should your intuition bring you there. Let's look at the astrological timeline. Full moon in Capricorn on Wednesday, July 13th. Yeah, I'm probably going to be traveling the 14th. Ooh, Bastille Day. That could be interesting. Wolf with their heads, except in French. Full moon in Capricorn, Wednesday, July 13th, 2:37 p.m. Eastern. I am in New York. And then it is the 2 weeks following the letting go, the releasing, the alchemy from lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table, but it's symbolic. Moving from insulator to conductor, we'll get there, to the new moon in Leo. Oh, right, it's our new moon. Ooh, plant some seeds. That's why you want the waning moon to kind of like clean the garden, do some weeding, clean some energetic space so that we can cast, intend whatever at the new moon. In Leo on Thursday, July 28th, 1:55 p.m. So really on a Thursday, the day of Jupiter, the day of expansion, the day of wealth and prosperity and joviality. Sounds like it could be quite the gig. So, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I do recommend checking your other signs if you know what they are to get more information about what we're about to look at, because your sun and moon could have different takes on the same timeline, as well as some of us have 4 different areas of our lives that we need to do some shadow work on, right? Some releasing, some letting go, some forgiveness, some surrender to a higher power. Surrender, Dorothy. As well as on a way more serious note, with what's going on planet Earth right now, I feel like the 5-card draws and the 7-card draws are the most important on my channel, because it's empowering you to heal you, to empower yourself. And as we do that, because we're essentially all one at core, we are shifting timelines not just for ourselves, from toxic to healthy, lead to gold, pain to peace, illusion to truth, separation to unity, but we're doing that for everyone. Right? So this is important for you, right? This is about you, but let's see what that is. And the first card down and the last card down are connected. Carolyn Mace archetype deck will give us a light attribute and a shadow attribute of a particular 8th chakra archetype. The Blessed Bee Oracle at the end will give you the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, if you do this shadow work, or at least an indication of. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And this means hope in Kryptonian, by the way. Let's try and keep that light lit, be a home for hope here. And I will do the best that I can to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help the fellow Leonines do what they came here to do in this life, at least to make some space for them to do that this full to new July 2022. Please take a nice deep breath. And we're off to the races. Still point. Here we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, the spirit animals and totems, as well as the pantheon of all pantheons from all traditions, lineages, and cultures. What is the dominant 8th chakra archetype hovering over the head of the Leo collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, setting the tone for the electromagnetic fields, their chakras, what they attract, what they repel, what's going on the inside and outside. This full to new July 2022. I like it. The detective archetype. One of the wisdom family archetypes. There are 9 different families. But, you know, I'm really into detective stories. Big time. I don't know what it is, but like MC Beaton, Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, Warlock Holmes, which is amazing. Yeah, W-A-R-L-O-C-K. And I don't like that word. I don't like that word. I'm a witch. Thank you very much. There's no gender and witchcraft like that. No. It means oathbreaker. But, you know, if you claim the name, you claim the name. Blessed be, to each their own. It's all art at the end of the day. But certainly there's a spectrum, percentage of shadow to light here for each and every one of us. I have a nice touch of the detective archetype, but you can have it a reason, a season, or a lifetime. For me, it tends to come in for a reason, but the shadow side is a nightmare. As wonderful as any archetype sounds, remember they're neutral, is as toxic as they can be, and vice versa, right? The destroyer archetype sounds horrible, but the light side of it is preparing for new life. Here we have the detective, the shadow attribute, voyeurism and falsifying information. It's Gladys Kravitz vibe. If you're with me, my Generation Xers and previous to that, I guess that's the boomers. Adna, right? You know, the spy, the snoop. They're not doing what they're supposed to do, and if they are doing what they're supposed to be doing, they can be falsifying the information. Has that been going on planet Earth much? Yeah. Colonel Hugh Poirot. Oh, Miss Marple. The light attribute, great powers of observation and intuition and a desire to seek out the truth. By the way, my name is Mark and I'm a BritBox addict. All of a sudden you're watching and there's Patsy Stone. Patsy! The detective archetype, certainly in a spiritual context where all that, if you consider yourself a mystic endures and follows the clues through the divine mystery. So this can play itself out all sorts of different ways. So let's keep going. That's the 8th chakra, the satellite. Next 4 chakras down are the internal dynamic, the feminine energy, the goddess energy, the yin, right, rather than the yang, spiritual power, mental power, power of choice, 3rd chakra, willpower, and emotional power in the heart chakra. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the deck I've been reading longer than any other. Please take a nice deep breath. Yes, this is my 3rd version of it. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Leo, powers of the south, please, 1 card in clarity. Since this is where the shadow work begins, do they choose it or not, right? Very 3rd chakra. But what is the information, inspiration, insight they need, my goddesses, to help them clarify and do the shadow work of the detective archetype, even if they're being totally above board, that they're able to shift this more and more into the gold as they seek truth, this full to new July 2022. You're at the end of the mystery, my darling. This is where Poirot has everybody into the drawing room and takes an hour to say who did it. Shakti, the life dancer, the card of the world, the card of the universe, depending on what deck you are working with. When it is a major arcana card, In Hearth or Third Eye Crown, it's all four at once, right? It's unified in a major arcana instead of one of the elements, fire, earth, air, water, or spirit. And sure, there can be combos. So you have everything that you need on the inside, and you might very well be getting a little last bit of truth here, but it is really key that your power of observation, which is usually more external, right? Like, right? The stop, look, listen, you hear the big noise. But also that power of that intuition, creative intuition, heart, third eye crown, before it hits the root, sacrum, solar plexus. It could be that you're completing a cycle here on the inner, a truth which might have been revealed in the card before that, which is the Judgment card in this deck, Celebration and Revelation, where something is revealed. Let's have a look at the outside. In some way, the mythic tarot will be the masculine energy, the lower three chakras, looking at yourself from the outside in, you from the inside looking out at a person, place, thing, situation. But lower three chakras are about your relationships in the world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, your favorite band, your ball team, whatever it is, three or more connected, including the human race and starseeds and all that. Second chakra, relationship, one-on-one, like an umbilical cord to yourself or another person or thing, like money. That's why money is in the second chakra. Creativity, sexuality, all that stuff. Solar plexus, your relationship to yourself in the world. Who you are, what you stand for, what you won't stand for, your honor code, your self-esteem, how you estimate yourself as a verb. Self-esteem is a verb, not a noun. That's the most important thing I could ever say. And your self-esteem and your intuition are linked. So since the word is literally on the table, there are powers of intuition, because if you get an intuitive hit and you have to check with everybody else on planet Earth, what is the action of estimating your own intuition? Two sides of the same coin. Well, let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Right, and also solar plexus for Leo ruled by the sun. Still point. As I call upon my gods of fire, power of sign of Leo, powers of the south, please, my gods, one card in clarity, lower three chakra, masculine, dynamic, outside in, inside out, lower three chakra, dynamic. What they need to know about with that detective in the eighth, Shakti, the life dancer. It might be a good idea for them to Google the word Shakti in terms of the goddess and the energies. A lot goes into that word, as Sanskrit does. So please, lower three chakra dynamic. What's going on here for the Leo collective this full to new July 2022? Three of Wands. Haven't quite pulled the trigger yet on this one, but you got that solid initial foundation, a tripod of fire. So there may very well be some waiting here, some looking at your loyalties, looking at your priorities. What is it you're willing to wait for? What is it you're not willing to wait for? Where do you place your desires? Because you're past the ace, you're past the deuce, right? You've already made it past the deuce. Sorry, I was raised. I was raised with potty humor. I'm so sorry. No, I'm not. You got through the Two of Wands of the crossroads choice, right? So now you've made the choice, and it's like, okay, let's do this. This certainly doesn't feel like there's any immediate action taking place, but certainly a solid foundation upon which it can be built upon. So the detective, Shakti, and the Three of Wands. I'm going to say Three of Wands is probably solar plexus, because no one can decide for you what you will and what you won't wait for. What you will and will not invest your time, energy, creativity, and personal power into. So feeling very solar plexus there, which is key to a detective, right? All of them. Well, I had a hunch. It's just a feeling, right? And seriously, you can get a lot of Agatha Christie MCB. You can get a lot of cool audiobooks on YouTube. They keep me going. Woo, they kept me going through the pandemic for sure. And it's a good thing. And that's a good thing. Oh, hi Melchior. Hi, sweetheart. Feline intervention. A Taurus kitty. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy, I love you. Are you not happy? Do you not have everything you want right at this second? Well, I will do the best I can, but we still got 4 more cards down. All right, my love? Go lay down, lay down. Mama loves you. Good boy. Go on. Okay. Oh, the cubs. What are you going to do? My kittens. So let's get you a healing mantra to help unify this. The healing mantra deck by Matt Kahn is one of the best investments I ever made, not just as a reader, but going through my own process of spiritual awakening like everybody else. A mantra to help you a little bit, right? Whether you use it every day or not is, again, your free will. But I find they're very helpful. My clients do too. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. All right. I gotta call upon the Ascended Masters of intuitive truth and intuition, however that plays out, for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, the perfect healing mantra, because we don't like to be lied to. We want to know. We want to know what's the facts. It's the facts, ma'am. Particularly with that detective archetype in the 8th, Shakti on the inner, 3 of Wands on the outer. We know what we want, and we're not necessarily jumping into this journey, but we're getting our priorities in order, so knowing the truth would be really helpful. So what's the healing mantra to help us do exactly that this full to new July 2022? Awakening inspired action. This mantra keeps coming up for me, for clients in other readings here, as well as in an interview I did yesterday with Phoenix Redhawk. We'll get that out on YouTube after my patrons on Patreon have at it for a few days. That's the point, Patreon. They get advanced stuff. So awakening inspired action. You may not know exactly what to do right now, but you're clear, stable, and balanced in that. So the mantra of there is only what life is asking of me. Now, I'm going to read it from the Bookie Book. This is one of 3 Bookie Book, what I call the Bookie Book reads, darling. But it really is the difference between your way and life's way. Because guess who wins? Right? There's, the best laid plans of mice and men, which is Steinbeck. I don't know why I did that with a British-ish accent, mid-Atlantic. Sandwich. Awakening inspired action is very Leo, though. In terms of cardinal fire, fixed fire, create, that focus, that laser beam of putting things into action. I hear a boop boop in the distance of something backing up. I will pause this video as needed, if needed. Awakening inspired action. There's only what life is asking of me. That would be really good to say to somebody. It's like, why are you doing? Because there's only what life is asking of me. Meow. When you awaken inspired action, you are an open, willing participant in your soul's journey, period. So, not the human journey of the ego. The hero's journey of the personality, choosing to take the soul's journey as a hero in human form with the higher self guiding the whole thing. It's all within you. So to get that, it's like, all right, let's do what we came here to do. Let's awaken inspired action. You are ready, willing, and able to face any feeling. Yeah, even those. No one needs to know about it, though. Or make any necessary change just for the chance to serve the cosmic plan of the universe, which is a hell of a lot easier than going against it. But that doesn't mean necessarily it's easy. Yeah, fulfill your role in the divine plan. Simple. Simple need not imply easy, but Leos, we at least can make it look good. When inspired action has been awakened, you radiate higher frequencies of light for the well-being of all. And that's what I said in the serious moment. I try and keep them light in a shadow read. Right, the more you do this for yourself, not only are you teaching by example, which you know how Leos live that. I'm Leo rising. If it wasn't for my Leo rising with my Pisces moon and Virgo sun, I wouldn't be doing this, all right? I would not be on camera. I'd be in a monastery somewhere or a brothel. So that's the thing. It's like you do this for yourself. You are contributing on a way, though it seems very personal, it's actually probably global. Unity, 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 quantum, wantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. This mantra is ideal for overcoming self-sabotage, because we all make mistakes, and there's only what life is asking of us. Resolving boredom, nothing worse than a bored Leo. Oh no, they'll burn down the village. And increasing fulfillment, and isn't that our gig? Granted, I just make it look like it's my gig. I'm a Virgo. I want to see the receipts. So, look. Awakening inspired action, I think, would certainly be about following the inspiration coming to you through intuition and your powers of observation. You know, maybe all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 senses working overtime, trying to take all this in, trying to tell the difference between a lemon and a lime, and pain and pleasures, and church bells softly chime. So, you know, better to take inspired action than fearful action, although you know, inspiration, being inspired to key somebody's car, but that's not what we're, I don't know that that's what life is asking of us, I guess. So, moving right along, you'll learn to share the road. We don't need a map to keep this show on the road. Daughters of the, Whispers of Love Oracle, the higher selves of all involved, yours and anybody else's involved here. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love for the Leo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading that they need, right? Information, inspiration, insight to help them alchemize that detective Shakti on the inside that really feels like, oh, I get it. We got it. It is the closing act, maybe of a larger play, but certainly the ending of a chapter, is metaphorically speaking, on the inner with that 3 of Wands. Nice solid foundation on the outer to continue this journey, but to take the time to awaken inspired action, to get, there's only what life is asking of them. And sometimes it lines up. It's our way and what life wants at the same time. It's lucky. Nice work if you can get it. So what is the inspiration, insight, information needed for the Leo collective this full to their new July 2022? Like attracts like. Be careful with that. Like attracts like. If you're longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. Granted, it is the Whispers of Love Oracle. The higher selves are always going to say that. You know, I teach human, hero, immortal, God, goddess as my lenses of spiritual evolution inform. Well, the God, goddess, the higher self part of us really sees time as a total illusion. The soul sees it as an opportunity to play the human game. The hero's like, all right, let's do this. And the ego is the ego. As it unfolds, unravels, and is assimilated, the soul, the personality has to really choose how they want to do this. If you're longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving, and I would think that's what your role is here in terms of inspired action. Now, with the detective, are you scoping and probing? Are you doing Ben Verified? Are you checking out people to make sure they're truthful? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Putting that last piece of the puzzle together, heart, third eye crown, so that you can either be loyal to move forward with this desire you're manifesting or not, and to be able to take action, but from a loving place. And, you know, that doesn't say you're definitely going to go for it. And remember, love, we're not necessarily always talking about romantic entanglement and contract here, at least on my channel, because I know it's all connected. I've seen it. It's all one lesson that we're learning many different ways, one lesson that we learn to generalize throughout our entire lives holographically. So be careful with that like attracts like thing, because just because an asshole crosses your path doesn't mean you're an asshole. Doesn't mean that they're an asshole either, actually. What it means is that they're in pain, right? So sometimes as healers, I just said this to someone today, it cracked them up. Been saying it for decades. If you're a healer, don't expect the healthy to show up. That's like opening a restaurant for people who've already eaten, right? You know, so you got to look at the universal law is a little bit more complex than, oh, you're me. If I spot it, I got it. No, the 7 Essene mirrors, there's a link in the description box, a whole chunk a little paragraph down in the description box, videos related to this particular subject of shadow work. And to think that there's only one mirror, when according to the Essenes, if you want to go back that far, there are 7 different mirrors. So they're not all the mirror of now. What you see is what you get. Well, like attracts like. Very, very powerful thing, particularly if you're seeking truth. But get, there's always a higher truth. We are all one. There is only one of us, right? You step off the stage, you go back, you take off the costume and the makeup. You are a genderless, raceless, ageless, immortal soul birthed from an eternal being, right? An immortal soul, right, with an eternal higher self. Oh, so wouldn't it be nice to know who are the animal spirits walking with you? The Divine Animals Oracle, my favorite pantheon, the spirit animals and the totems, walking along with you. They're there anyway. You might as well ask their help. Why not? Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Leo Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, our second book read, The Divine Animal Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Please, who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, giving them the protection, the love, the guidance, the grace, the wisdom, the power to help them do the shadow work of the detective, Shakti, I almost said Shakti Gawain, her too, blessed goddess, rest her soul, Shakti on the inside, 3 of Wands on the outside, awakening, inspired action, because there's only what life is asking of us, and like attracts like. If we could do that in a more loving way, incrementally, if it's a waning moon read, right, so we might have to deal with that in a very loving way. Well, then what's the oracle message? Who walks with us, who swims with us, who flies with us, who crawls with us this full to new July 2022? Ooh, the snake. Felines usually don't. I mean, my cats are a little afraid of cucumbers, but I don't really have them in the house much. The snake. Kind of. Let me hold it from the bottom. I don't even like touching pictures of snake. I was chased by a water moccasin when I was 6 years old. I'm still here. Hope. The snake. A sneaky snake. Hey, sneaky snake. Mad TV flashback. Card number 43. The key word is, creation. All right. Well, yeah. The Kundalini and all of that stuff. It's just my immediate reaction is, sneaky snake. You get chased by a water moccasin as a kid and be a feline-based being. Oh, why did our star system have to do that back in Lyra? Why? Lyra. I know it's a form of money, but that's L-I, not L-Y. Snake. Creation is our key word here. It is time to shed your skin and try something new. All right, well, there's your waning moon aspect, right? That releasing, that letting go. Creation is your birthright. You must understand that to remain stagnant means atrophy, so do not fear your own creative flow. Now, awakening inspired action, there's only what life is asking of me, does point towards that. As does the 3 of Wands in that fire on the outer. It's like you've already made the decision, but now it's sort of like putting it together in a stable way. And you know, like attracts like is used so much in the you create your own reality thing. So maybe this is creating your reality, but in a very creative way. You are capable of big transformation if you haven't begun. Begin. It says that, not me. You do you. I never tell a Leo what to do. Because we don't like it. Even the risings. The magic. It would be possible to write a very thick book. I almost said that in a way that would have been edited. It would be possible to write a very thick book simply on snake magic alone. Such is its variety and power. For our purposes here, use snake magic for 2 main intentions. First, for creation, and second, for protection. Medusa, Medusa, Medusa. Location, location, location. Snake energy is almost unmatched in its ability to stimulate the flow of created forces and enable those ideas and concepts to be successfully transformed into reality. Like, oh my god, it's a snake, run! That's just my take on it. If you are stuck for ideas, lack in the flow to get things happening, or literally lack fertility in any area, call upon the snake. As for protection, in so many cultures, snakes are the protectors of the truth and all that is good. You know, we don't get that so much in the West, but in the East, that's absolutely true. I mean, the Pythia, the Oracle of Delphi, and all of that. And with these great powers of intuition and observation, seeking truth, this seems like it could be hopeful. If you are worried about being robbed, about others stepping over your boundaries, oh, that's a big one, or you need an energy to keep you safe, coiling snake magic is the perfect one to invoke. Sabina, naked snake charmer. Alright, it's not my favorite vibe on planet Earth, but felines and reptiles have been at it for, I don't know, a couple of billion years in the star systems, apparently. Oh, Draco. You sneaky snake, you dragons, yeah. I mean, blessed be, creation is what we came here to do, to partake in the co-creation of this world in different timelines, but I'm going to tell you. There's an infinite number of timelines, but you can't hack the universe. Right? You can't go into a video game and say, I know this character can't fly, but I wanted to now, and make it fly, right? If we had that kind of power. No, no, no. But we do have free will as we go, right? With the options given to us. Free will doesn't mean we get to say what the options are. It means we get to choose which options we want to take. Like attracts like, be more loving, and create as a result of that. But that wisdom archetype, you're gaining really important wisdom here, a reason, a season, or perhaps for the rest of your lifetime. So do you remember in the beginning I said that the last card down would be about the gold hidden within the lead, symbolically speaking, through spiritual alchemy, however you want to do, the shadow work. Wonderful movie in the description box if it's still up on YouTube, The Shadow Effect, featuring Debbie Ford. It's like the secret for shadow work. It's really good. So the Blessed Bee from Lucy Cavendish, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower, but I've consecrated the deck to the pantheons of all pantheons, so Celtic or not. Let's see what hits the table. The hidden blessing. Oh, so what's going to happen, I actually say the blessing for real, and then we go right into the closing part of the video. We can chat for a little bit, and then we're done. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the pantheon of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please, one card in clarity for the Leo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Watching this video, receiving this reading. Let's see how we deal with that. Please, what is the hidden blessing for the Leo collective? I thought they were done or on lunch. Please, what is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, for the Leo collective? I can talk over a chainsaw. You bet your ass I can. I am Leo Rising, hear me roar. With this detective archetype so they can embrace and use their great powers of observation and intuition with their desire to seek out the truth. With Shakti, some completion on the inside. With the Three of Wands on the outside, perhaps waiting, observing, waiting for their ships to come in. We hear that over and over again from the Rider-Waite. But there's awakening, inspired action on the table here as well. There's only what life is asking of them. So they can play the game, and if they understand like attracts like, if they're looking for a more loving outcome, the more love that they invest, the more they're going to get back. Maybe not in the way that they want, but in the way that they need in terms of their own creation. Creativity and good fortune. Fifth house, Leo dynamic, though more reptilian than feline. What is the hidden blessing for the Leo collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, the gold within the lead. Should they do the shadow work to the best of their ability this full to their Leo new July 2022? A blessing from your ancestors, and for that I'm going to pause this and go close the window. It'll mute it a little bit. And be right back. Really, such a soothing noise. Said no one ever. Okay, so we got the card, a blessing from your ancestors. They were like, pull the card, close the window, and give the blessing. Now I give the blessings for real here. We're going to use the torch of Archangel Ariel, who is the Archangel of Lyons, the teacher of magic, and the Archangel of clairvoyance. Card number 16, blessing on your ancestors. And I mean, Gandalf. Oh, it's like Santa Dolph. Gandalf, Santa combo dealio going on there. Card number 16, a blessing for your ancestors. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to give you the best that I can. And at the end, we'll chat a little bit. Please take a nice deep breath. Pantheons of all pantheons, confer this blessing through me. Use me now. So mote it be. A blessing from your ancestors. A blessing to bring you the gifts and guardianship of your ancestral family. All right, just to put a pin in this, I don't know if they'll mention it here. Yes, there's of course your genetic ancestry. But there's also your archetypal ancestry. So, in a way, talking fiction here, Sherlock Holmes, the Agatha Christie's, Poirot, like all the detectives. If you are a detective in any way, shape, or form, reason, season, or lifetime, they're your ancestors. Granted, we went fiction, but you know what I'm saying. Got a little Columbo vibe going on there, don't you? Just one more thing. Within your bloodline, and within your spiritual line, there are thousands of relatives who care for you and whose cells now sing within your own body. That's the genetic one. You are their future dream. You carry forward the hopes of your distance and the most ancient family. You carry forward the hopes where did that go? The hopes of your distance and most ancient family. I think they mean distant, not distance. They have seen so much, yes, in other times and faraway places, but they come to you now and bless you with all the wisdom of their experiences, making you the sum total of 1,000 wise ones. Call upon the wisdom of the blood, the old ones who stand behind you, supporting and holding you, clearly giving to you the knowledge that experience taught them. Let only the ancestors who can free you, aid you, and support you, and celebrate the best of themselves within you come forward. And may the ailments and regrets of those who have gone before teach you what not to do in this time. That's the point. Keep coming back in the same bloodlines. I mean, a lot of us do, right? So we may very well be undoing some of the damage we've done before because it's passed down. Just saying. If family be thin on the ground, or if there is estrangement at present, let the arms of the old ones hold you, form a circle about you, and infuse you with everything you may need at this moment. You are loved across the distance of time. You are spoken to with quiet kennings, you ken, soft knowings that will direct you forth. You will be soothed by those who healed, and be guided by the old ones who hold before you the flaming torch of their united spirits. You are all that has gone before, but they celebrate you, for you are the future. Know your life is precious to more than the visible ones you know. You are the most precious to all the old ones, and to the ones who you share blood with. They know of your value and of the hopefulness of your futures. May you be blessed, and may you have with you the essence of the elder, the teacher, the one who shows the one who shares with the young, the one who keeps the skills alive inside you, and all about you. Blessed be, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. So play with that ancestor thing. Call and see who comes. Detective with a snake, awakening, inspired action. Yeah, call to your ancestors. Like, okay, you know, Gerald Gardner, sort of an ancestor for me, kind of, sort of, because I'm a witch and I'm not Gardnerian, but you know what I'm saying? So look at the two different ways, the genetic ancestors as well as the archetypal or symbolic, particularly any detectives that you might want to tune into. And if it made sense to you, if it clicked, if it gave you a piece of the puzzle, hit the thumbs up and help the other Leos find it, because we're all trying to find truth, except for some people. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, just subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'm going to be traveling a lot the rest of this week and into next, going up to Saratoga and all of that. So you might want to hit the notification bell if you want to know when my stuff's coming out. And certainly if you want the deeper stuff, if you want the Daily Mal, so to speak, if you want the magic, miracles, and mysticism, usually in a bathrobe with my hair doing what it's doing and a cup of coffee every morning or just about, then come Patreon. Patreon.com/drawing the circle. Humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, having a field day over there, allowing my Leo roar to come out there. Best career decision I ever made. So if you want to come play, because why not? Come Patreon. On Patreon, as I said, I am the Archangel of Lyons, one of many. Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Otherwise, you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. A video here on YouTube. Booking a reading with Mal explains it all for you, just like Clarissa. Otherwise, wishing you the very best and the very blessed. Clean the garden, clear the plate for our new moon in Leo. Looking forward and wishing you the best. And remember, I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.